Hi folks, I hope that you're doing well. I thought I'd show you how to take on task number 1 in geography. Here's how it should be approached. So, first off, if you look at the task, I've only asked you to analyze the relationship between 3 of these categories. So, first thing to do is to reread the definitions and make sure that you really understand what they're asking for. Life expectancy is the number of years that a baby born in a particular year can expect to live under current conditions. Okay, so that has nothing to do with how many babies are being born. This is only saying that if a baby was born in a certain year under certain conditions, that they should be able to expect to live about that long. This would be an average of how long people would live. Okay, now, then if we're looking at per capita income is the average amount of money earned by each person in a country for 1 year. This is not how much money they're going to make in their whole life. Like a Canadian, is not on average going to make $19,000 in their entire life. That's just 1 year. Okay. So now, next thing we have to do is we have to ask ourselves which affects which. So if I'm looking at life expectancy and per capita income, which makes more sense? Does it make more sense that those who have a greater income every year can have access to an easier life and therefore they live longer, like have better health care, have better education, things like this? Or does it make more sense to say, well, let's see, people in this one country sort of magically live to a certain number and therefore they have a chance to make more money? Well, no, that doesn't make sense. It's that the people who make more money get a chance to live longer because they live in a society that can set up things like, roads and ambulance services and things like this. Okay, so this wasn't meant to be a trick question, but this life expectancy, I know that it comes first in this category here, but this does not affect this. It's exactly the other way around. The countries where people make more money, they have a higher life expectancy. It's not that people in Bangladesh only live to 57 and that's always going to be that way. And so therefore they don't make enough money to, have a better life. That's not how it works. It's the other way around. Now, if we were to analyze, let's take a look at our literacy rate. Now, which one of these categories do you think makes the most amount of sense to compare it to literacy rate? Is it that people who live a longer life necessarily learn to read? Well, no, when you think about it, we tend to stop learning how to read probably by about, grade 5. You've got the basics there by grade 5. You're not learning how to read because you live to get to be 80 years old. What makes more sense? Oh, the countries where people have greater access to wealth happen to also put a higher value on literacy. They also happen to maybe set up schools for everyone, and maybe even set up laws like in Canada that say that you're required to go to school up to you get to a certain age. So this one actually can affect that one too, because as so many of you pointed out, if you have more people who can read, those people can have access to better paying jobs. And that does affect this. So this has one relationship where this affects that, but also that affects this. This has a totally different relationship. Life expectancy goes up or down depending on this. So we've got some interesting comparisons here. Folks, as we get closer to high school, it'll be a little bit less kind of hand holding, a little bit more of the critical thinking. This is what this semester is going to be about. It'll be a lot of critical thinking here. All right, listen, I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you're taking care of yourselves and connecting with friends once in a while. Definitely getting in some good physical activity every single day, and I will send off some more stuff next week. Okay, take care. Bye.